Hi everyone, ahoy.
Ahoy, dobry večer.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We are joining me in my house, so welcome and thank you, Martin, for coming to teach me how to.
No, I've come as an assistant, of course, because you are the host, and I'm here just to help.
I mean, you say that, but I've never made this soup before, and I've actually never made fresh bread before, so we can both be assistants. I think that's the best plan.
I agree. Yes.
So welcome. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can chat with us. In the chat, I have it up, as you can see on my nice little monitor here, so that I can see any questions as they come in. So feel free to do that. But I guess to start us off with, maybe, Martin, can you explain a little bit about what we will be making?
So we will be making bread, Czech sourdough, and we'll be making a soup that is called Kulajda. Kulajda.
Ida. Yeah, I
Kulajda.
was trying to figure out how it was going to be pronounced, and I was not quite sure at the time. So
I just think it's appropriate soup for an English-speaking audience because there is such an interesting
cool.
name. It's cool. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So first things first, bread. Okay, we are really jumping ahead, as you can see, because we've got here hopefully proven loaf of bread, which will go now to the oven. Oven is preheated. It's preheated to 250 Celsius. And what I'll do, I just quickly open it, put it in, close it, and I will change the setting on the oven to, how is it called? It's got this
the steam.
Steam, yes. And I will increase the temperature to 250 Celsius again. I will set it up for 40 minutes. That's the baking time. And I will also set the timer for, I think I will set it up for, what do I do?
Double tap it, because right now.
Yeah.
No, you're an hour.
Okay.
Yes, now. Okay.
Is that the minutes?
Oh, it's switching to the. I see it's switching the other thingy-mabobber. Maybe so.
Okay, let's take it off. We can. I will be watching the time.
Oh no! Here we go. Aha. So I give it a minute, guys. Like a little bit of it is practice, but so for how long do you want?
15 minutes, please.
15 minutes. So we will do 14 and a half
timer.
minutes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So now, hopefully, the bread will do the baking. So let's get back to the soup. We said we'll be making Kulajda, right?
Yeah.
And I think the best way how to start the soup is to make a caramel. So we need butter, which is in the fridge.
Yes, butter is still in the fridge.
We need a pot, which is on the. I'll try to put it on. Yeah.
Yep.
7. And we can put there butter to melt.
And this is, as I understand, we're just doing like a little butter, and then if we're gonna make caramel, that means we also probably need some sugar. Would be my guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I never would have thought when we're starting a soup that the first 2 steps was going to be butter and sugar, but now I know for this one that is how you make it.
Well, that's how I make it, right? Maybe it's not the way how I should be making it, but that's let's say it's my mother's recipe.
All right. So I think it was by eye, right? Like you just was enough butter to like just have a feel. Maybe we can bring it a little bit here and to see what feels right for the.
You have, this is the only wooden spoon you have, right? That's for the bread. So we need to let the butter melt. We'll be adding the sugar. You have it, wonderful. So let's do it like this. We don't need the fan, right?
I don't think so. I think the video people will be mad at us if we use the fan, so we'll be fine.
So maybe I have a shot, right?
I don't know about that.
That's a lovely smell, guys. I wish you could smell it as well. But well, let's wait. I think it might be the final touch for the soup, right?
Yeah.
And we might reveal what's in the glass at the end.
Yeah. Sounds like a good.
If you have good questions from the audience, of course.
Yeah. So far, no questions. No one's wondering what we have, but we will see.
Right. So I think it's about the butter is ready. So let's put the sugar in there.
Yep. So again, I think it's like mostly by sight, but I would say that was about like 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoons or so of sugar.
And we'll now wait until it caramelizes. I mean, I was talking about my mom because the thing is, this soup is called Kulajda, but it was never called like that in my family. We always call it koprovka.
Okay.
Because copper is dill, and it's an important part of the soup. And in fact, the recipe I think originally is from Poland.
Okay.
And my mom comes from Silesia, from the northern part of Czech Republic. She literally lived across the border. She was going to high school in a town which is divided by river between Czechoslovakia and Poland. So she has that kind of affiliation.
Definitely a lot of mixes between the foods.
So that's what she would make often. I think the sugar is getting there. It's getting caramelized. So now, would you pass the flour, please?
Yes. So here we have the flour.
So now we're going to make. I have no idea how it is called in English, but we would call it zasmažka.
Right. And I was gonna look up what it was, but I didn't. So like a paste, I think we can say maybe.
I would provide 2 spoons like this.
2 spoons. So.
Yeah. Maybe
like a more heaping spoon.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. And now I think this is about right.
Okay.
If you want, you can put some salt in there. You can put the spices. I think it's about it's good.
And then the spices. So that's cumin or like
not cumin. It's caraway.
Caraway.
That's the tricky thing about Czech cumin, right?
Yes.
Czech caraway. You can explain.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, in the store, it's a little complicated when there's about 5 different types of cumin, but the instructions are for caraway. And caraway is a type of cumin, but not cumin. So hopefully, you can smell. This is what you're expecting?
Yes, I'm expecting that. So just a pinch.
Like that?
Yeah, this is wonderful. You can put it there.
Mm-hmm.
You can put the other spices, which is
called the allspice.
Allspice. And this is interesting, right? In Czech, we call it nové koření, which translates as
new
spice. New spice.
New spice, okay.
And in English, it's allspice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not old spice, but it's
all. Yeah.
But it's
which is confusing when you're starting to cook because you think that allspice would contain like all the spices, but obviously not. So
then what else do we have?
We have some bay leaves, and these ones are luckily fresh because we accidentally bought a bay leaf in the summer, and we've kept it. So we're putting in about 3 bay leaves.
Yep. And of course, we need to add also pepper.
Some pepper. So like this is just like the whole kernels, not the grounded or melted. But actually, that's a funny thing for me. For the Czechs, you guys use a lot like melted with things. Like it's the translation. But in English, or at least American English, I would be using grounded. We would never say like melted something.
Yeah.
So I have 5 here. Is that too much, or
I think it's wonderful.
Perfect.
Now, what we should do? We have also some potatoes. We have mushrooms, and we have eggs, right? Still on the table. So we need to do something with the eggs. And what we'll do, we'll just get them boiled in a different pot.
Perfect. I gotta say, this bread is starting to look very nice, but you guys will see it later, so it'll be fine.
Okay, so again, I try to put it on. Okay, now. Those are the eggs. Maybe I need more water.
And do you think we should? Because these eggs are pretty lucky because they're from the grandparents. So they are fresh. They're not 100% clean. Is that okay to just boil them as they are?
I think it's fine. I would put the pinch of salt in the water because then it shouldn't break. And if it breaks, it shouldn't just leak.
Okay.
Apparently, they say.
Well,
I mean-
see, I'm already learning new things.
Mm.
All right, so you said we need to do the eggs. We're waiting the water boil now.
And now we need mushrooms and we need the potatoes.
All right.
So I will get this
Pinch of
here.
salt. And I will do the potatoes. I think that's something that I feel comfortable with the peeling.
No, I think this is a job for assistant. Excuse me.
So then I'm gonna have to cut the mushrooms.
No,
I
okay.
never cut mushrooms.
Okay, I'll do the mushrooms. You'll do the potatoes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Good.
So
I think we talked about most of the things going into the soup now. The green leafy thing here is dill, because that's the main thing that the soup is made after. Like, as you were saying, it's the copper. But otherwise, I guess we've discussed most of the ingredients. So maybe could you explain actually why is it so popular in the Czech Republic?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's that popular in the Czech Republic. I think it's it's the soup that I personally like. I would even say I love it. It's one of the soups that it's common, but it's not the top one. In fact, it would be popular, maybe number one in Poland. But in Poland, it comes under the name called żurek, and it's it's sour soup, maybe, like would be the translation into English. And then might be like this might be a question. This might be a question now for the audience. It's just kind of realized. We talked about this liquid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we said, or we revealed, that the soup is called sour soup in Polish. We've seen what ingredients we've put in the pot, and I think none of it is sour. So probably it might reveal what is in the glass here.
So yeah, maybe that's the thing, is if you think, you might be able to take a guess of what might be in the glass that could make the soup sour. In this glass right here, we'll be putting it in at the end of the soup. But if you want to take a guess, let us know. Otherwise, you'll find out anyway.
Right. So I'm going to work out the potatoes. What I'm doing, my boss here nicely peeled them, so it's now very easy for me to process them. What I'll do, I'll cut it to, I don't know, pieces like this. But be creative. Erin was saying that her potatoes are quite bad. I think they're actually very nice.
It's because I removed all the eyes beforehand.
Okay.
So they are.
I see you are prepared for this. Yeah, nice.
And so, I mean, I guess it's okay that we're making a soup that maybe is not so common to the Czech Republic or so beloved, but maybe more a Polish thing. Because I think actually a lot of our summer schools that you and I work with are focused on the whole region, and that's part of the point.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say that this, I think it's given that you can get this soup not just in Poland or Czech Republic, but you can also get it in Slovakia. I would think it's also in Belarus. So definitely a regional thing. And as I said, I love it. So this is I think enough reasons for making it here. So I'm putting the.
And do we need more potatoes, or maybe the one I just cut?
Maybe if you have it, then let's put it in.
Or not cut, but peeled.
Yeah. This is my job. Excuse me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
don't want to get in the way.
Now I think the bread is getting darker, so it get the crust, right?
Yeah. So I mean, this was a great opportunity to do the bread because I had forgotten that our oven has a steam function in it. So that's cool. We're I think kind of cheating the system of what you would normally do. But before you knew that, we had prepared this little thing.
Spray, right?
Yeah.
That's what I have at home. Actually, we make bread all the time now. You don't buy bread, we always make it, because bread is the fresh bread, just out of the oven, with the butter melting on it. There's nothing better than that. And we are going to have it in roughly 35 minutes here. Yeah. So we make bread 4 or 5 times a week, and we don't have such a fancy oven. So I have this spray, and when I put the loaf in the oven, I just do this. Of course, not towards the camera, but towards the oven. Anyway, I think we should now check out the water for eggs, if it is getting.
Yeah, maybe I will put it on the little power thing to get.
Yeah,
it to
you know
go a
what?
little
You
bit
are
much
you
for
are
them.
the boss here. I think you should operate the cook, not the cook, the cooker.
The stove.
The stove.
Stovetop.
Yeah. And I will just do this assistant work, preparing the ingredients.
So if you guys are wondering why, like we said, we were teaching you how to make soup and bread, that is because we will. It's just bread, as you know, always takes longer to actually do. So we kind of cheated the system. We started with bread ready to go into the oven so that we would not be having a 3-hour-long cooking show. And then once we have the soup just sitting and cooking, we will actually be then showing you how to make the bread as well. So no worries, it will come.
Okay.
We have a one minute warning.
That's wonderful. Well, we might, I think, add
a little water.
More water in there.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
We should taste the saltness, I think.
So then I can add some more. Do you want to taste it before we add the water, or do you want to?
You can add the water and then
see what we need to add. And what are you thinking? Like a half liter, or?
Yeah, half liter would be nice.
Okay.
So I will now make some space because it looks like a job. I mean, we have to put the eggs in the.
And we already put the salt, right? So.
I did put the salt in there. I'm removing the mushrooms to the side because I think it's, you know.
Yeah, I think it looks proportionally like we're good.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe my stove? Maybe we want it to be. Do we want it to be simmering or like a little bit more boiling? Like what should it be doing?
I think
it's okay as so boiling. So I will turn it up a little bit for now. We can always turn it
and
back
then
down.
we can see how it. I'm thinking maybe we can add more potatoes in there, but
well, we can because we have them out. So
it's okay. I think it's fine like this.
Okay.
So now. Have you tasted, or you are putting?
No, but I will let you taste because you know what to expect.
Okay.
So, and because I'm always so nervous, I will use this little thing. Oh, and we have the bread.
It's cold.
Okay, so I will turn it up.
Definitely.
Much.
And I need to also operate the oven. So if you remember, it was 250 Celsius at the beginning. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower the temperature to roughly 200, and
I'm trying to remember, like, if I can do my Celsius to Fahrenheit in case we have anyone from the US.
I have no idea.
But I think it's like 400 and something. It's 250, yeah, because, I mean, Fahrenheit's more, so it has to be over 400, because 350 is about 175. Like, 350 Fahrenheit is about 175 Celsius. So I gotta assume that it's something like that.
Right. So I think the soup is set. You've set the timer for the eggs.
For the eggs.
Soup is getting there.
Yeah.
And we can cover it.
That will probably help as well. Oh, so otherwise, besides being cold, which is maybe not ideal for soup, but was the taste okay, or do we need to add?
I think I would add more salt. In fact.
Okay.
Thanks for a reminder. Normally I put it on my hand, but I don't think I should be doing it here, right? So maybe if I can borrow a spoon from you.
You can do that. And then, so let's see. So we have this nifty little contraption, which will help us with the eggs when they're ready. I will maybe wash it because it's been sitting in my drawer since I moved here about 2 years ago. So I think that will probably be a good idea.
And I will move these two ingredients that we haven't touched yet to the side, and I will make some room for making the actual dough for bread, right?
Yes.
So I will move it all here. So now, this is what I prepared this morning. It looks
to be honest, maybe not the most appealing look.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's gonna taste good. But
you know what it is?
I'm guessing it's yeast.
It's actually not yeast.
Oh,
I
okay.
got offended now,
I'm sorry.
because
Like I said,
of
I've
course,
never made bread, so.
No, well, you've got a yeast, and then you also have a starter.
Okay.
Sourdough starter.
Mm.
It is basically rye flour.
Okay.
That is fermented.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I said, we make the bread very often, 4 times a week, and you can see some part is already missing. Before coming here, I took a bit of it, put it to a jar, and put it to that went to the fridge. So now, tomorrow, when I want to make bread again, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that, a spoon of the starter from today. I put it in the bowl, and I add just simple rye flour, plain rye flour, with water, and I make this starter.
Mm-hmm. So does sourdough always use rye flour? I mean,
for the starter.
I feel really silly asking this because I think the stereotype with COVID was that everyone started making their own sourdough starters, but obviously that was not me. So maybe
in French cuisine, they actually prefer doing starters from wheat flour.
Okay.
But there's a difference between French and
yeah,
Czech,
I mean,
Czech cuisine.
my family's Polish, and we definitely always were having rye bread, so I think it's definitely a similar thing.
Right. So now I need the scale, Erin. If I can have it, please. Again, I'll go for grams.
Hopefully, I have grams set.
I hope it's there. Wonderful. So now it's sitting here. I hope it's gonna work.
Oh, I think it should.
It's a bit wobbly, but okay. Now I brought 2 tubs of flour with me. Normally we take flour from a mill, but we run out, and so the mill is not in Brno, so I just brought. They look the same, but they vary in content, because this is, if you look at it, this is a whole wheat flour. So mine's on 0. I'm adding whole wheat flour in there.
Yeah, I can see the, a little bit more coarseness in some pieces.
In fact, it's actually mixed. I mean, it's a mix of whole wheat and a plain flour, but okay. The aim is to go as far as 500 grams of flour that has to go in the dough. Yeah,
and so right now we're at 276 grams.
But it's really, I think it's about 100, maybe 150 grams of the whole wheat flour. I never look at the kind of, I'm just, whatever comes there, it's fine. It doesn't have to be necessarily precisely that or that amount. So I'm getting to 500. There we go. Now, okay, I'll leave it here because we'll need it so again. Now, the other important ingredients that goes in the bread is just a tub of water, right? So and we should be getting in there roughly 300 grams. It really depends on what type of flour you have. Some flour just needs more water. So this one, for instance, I'm going to put a little bit more than 300, because from the experience, it's just not.
I thought I heard
too
something.
Dry.
Could I be hearing something, or do you know?
Well, yeah,
maybe
I'm
hearing.
Of course, you can be hearing something.
But maybe not related to the bread. Okay.
Of course, the most important thing for making bread is the passion, right? So now we had the starter, rye flour starter. We had, which was fermented, and it basically was fermenting for roughly 10 hours. So now we added the flour, we added the water, and now we need 2 more ingredients. We need salt.
Okay.
So roughly 15 grams or 20 grams. Again, it depends how salty you want it. What I do, I put 2. Also, is getting there. I put 2 teaspoons of salt, something like that. And the last ingredient is caraway seeds. And it was here, and it's here. So
we put it in both the bread and the soup.
Okay, so I don't do that, right?
No. I got because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I was not expecting that, and like
Yeah.
I got really nervous that I put something in the soup I wasn't
No.
supposed to.
You
But
were
no.
supposed to put it there because
Okay.
when you boil potatoes in Central Europe, you always add caraway seed.
Yeah, it really blows my mind.
I mean, if you don't put the caraway seed in the potatoes, you just ruin the evening. Okay, so now this is
that
it,
was a
right?
very polite way of saying it.
Oh, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but so now all I do is to simply mix it. That's the way to, how do you say it? I make a dough.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do we have?
We
15
have
minutes.
16, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
It's starting to look good.
I'm asking about the time because normally I said you make the starter, and the starter should ferment for 10 hours.
So I need to interrupt you. So the eggs are done. So do I run them under cold water?
Yes, please. Yes, they need to. We'll need to peel them eventually. So
if I put them back into this nice little white bowl and then run it under some cold water, that will work.
Yep. Well, but if I go back to the bread, right? So I said the starter needs roughly 10 hours. Now we've made the dough. Well, it hasn't been really done yet, but it will be done shortly. And then we should wait for roughly half an hour, maybe more than that, maybe 45 minutes before we process it. But because we have only 60 minutes left, we'll have to speed up the process a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But so now
I think everyone will forgive us. Maybe you can explain, because I've been trying to figure this out.
Look, I'm so sorry. I said I should have brought my
Well, it's okay. Here,
okay.
we will have a new spoon, I guess. This one maybe. Or,
sure. Yeah. This is definitely going to,
I think, be better. I mean, I don't think that one will break. So it's.
I am really, really sorry.
I think
and
I'll
also,
forgive you.
I didn't take my scraper.
But like it's okay. That I think I have, right?
Scraper?
Have, like,
okay. Yeah. I mean, I've got a different one, but this is definitely good as well. I'm so sorry.
You just were too excited, I think, to make sure it was all mixed. And
no, I really have a massive and long spoon, and when I mix it.
Okay, so like later on, if I ever decide that bread making will become a thing, obviously I need to invest in something else. But for now, we have a nice little.
Yeah, I think this is gonna work. So I'm going to just, some people. You actually have the mixer, right? You can also use a mixer, but I don't have a mixer. And as I said, the main ingredients for bread is just the passion, the positive energy you put in there. And I feel like, while doing this, I'm really passing that energy.
Yeah, maybe if you probably are a little stressed about anything, I feel like that this could also help with some frustrations, potentially. Yeah. So, okay, my question that I was going to ask is, because the babicina vulva, so I got that it's, and I just learned possessive, so like I understand now that this is like babichkas, the grandmothers, but I have literally no idea what vulva is.
Vulva is a choice.
That was not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I go to the Poles,
I
go to Volby.
To vote.
Yeah.
But that's actually interesting. I haven't. Okay. Okay, so now I know.
It's like, she basically, when babichka, when grandmother, presumably mature, experienced cook, then she comes to a store, she goes for this particular flour because that's the best one.
Well, now
that's the marketing name.
Yeah. So, Martin.
Yes.
I think maybe you should do a little look, because our soup is overflowing slightly, and I'm not quite sure what needs to happen. So I will let you.
Yeah. What we can do, we can now cover it with the plastic thingy.
So the plastic wrap we need,
or we can maybe recycle that one.
Yeah.
Because
I can just put it straight like this.
Should
I take the spoon out, or should?
You can keep it there. You can leave it, whatever. Now with the soup, I need to figure out how the potatoes are doing. If they are getting soft. Yeah, I think they are definitely getting there.
Okay.
So now, Erin,
Yes.
what we should do, we should prepare the dill.
Mm-hmm.
We should prepare the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And we should prepare the cream.
Okay.
So may I just go again
Yes.
into the fridge, and I will take out the cream with the dill. I think we need
Really a lot less than I bought today.
no, I think it's good. It's good to have more than less. And you can, as I said, you can always put it to the freezer. I would wash it.
Yeah.
You know,
I was gonna say I think we should wash it since it was coming from the supermarket.
No, but I mean before putting to the
before putting in the freezer. I guess that makes sense as well.
Yeah. And then next time we make Kulajda, we have everything ready, right?
Yeah.
So it's
So I see
I think
even with like
we
some
need
stems and
we need even more. I think I can see that
Alright,
it's definitely
We'll
not
just-
enough. So I'll start cutting it, preferably to very tiny pieces. Yep, thank you. And yeah, just put it there. I won't be cutting them with the fingers, I promise.
Good.
I'll focus only on the green stuff.
So this like the dill is always funny to me. Like when something's like one of the most important parts of the soup or like any meal, and it's like okay, that's like the last thing you put in. It's actually not an ingredient that has to be there the whole time.
Well, talking about the stereotypes people have with cooking, I said unless you put caraway seeds into the potatoes, it's just not well done. In Poland, they even add dill
like all
in the potatoes. Like you go to a restaurant in Poland and you ask for potatoes, it comes with a dill in it.
Well, then that's good for people to know. So if you don't like dill,
don't go to Poland.
Make this soup, and B, don't order potatoes in Poland.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the issues the people coming from abroad, Central Europe, might face is just that the cuisine in Central Europe is very, very kind of heavy and fat, right? And I mean, normally jurek in Poland would go with also the big sausage. You might also, get sausage in Czech, but it's just I thought like because we are more kind of
forward thinking, accepting. We have
environmental considerate and so on.
We'll
go for the just vegetarian.
Okay.
I think it'd be very difficult to make a vegan Kulajda.
Yeah. I mean, we got the eggs, the cream. I guess just those two things.
Butter.
Wait, the butter. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So can we peel the eggs?
Yes. They were still a little warm. Hopefully,
I think it's gonna be
you
all
think
right.
Okay. And then we have the little egg cutting
I'm not
thing.
sure about. Well, I think it's gonna be all right. The dill. So if you can, maybe we can do it together. We have 8 minutes, Erin.
All right, under time pressure.
It should be just fine, but still.
Wait.
Okay, so I see that.
I have been trained well because the eggshells will at some point go back to the chickens.
Yep.
And that is.
Where do you keep your hands?
At my boyfriend's mother's house.
Okay, that's a very good destination. That's a very good place.
Yes, I like the distance.
Yeah.
Particularly from the rooster. The rooster is a very loud creature.
I feel sort of guilty because we have a house with a small garden, and we don't keep hens, and I feel like it's an obligation. In this, when I was a kid, every house with a small garden would have hens, right? So I feel a bit guilty that we don't have it. But the thing is, when we bought the house, the neighbor came and she asked about the animals that had been in the garden, whether we would keep them. And because we want to be nice neighbors, we said no, we won't keep them. And she said that's good. So now
you're stuck where
I'm
you
stuck.
can't.
Although I feel still guilty, but
well, you have a better relationship maybe now. Maybe you can make some. Okay, you're obviously a more experienced egg peeler than I am because you will have done 3 while I
Yeah.
am still struggling.
That must be, you know, that's the professional.
I think
Professional training by my mom. Okay, Erin, do you want to cut it?
Yes.
And now this is going to be, as I said, like you know what we need is the square shape.
Oh.
So it's gonna be very tricky.
So I need to do it both ways.
You do it one way, then you take the egg, and I turn it, and then ideally you should do also the third way.
Okay.
It's 3D egg cutting.
Okay.
Good luck.
Well,
I'll be watching you.
Well, Maybe this egg was a little.
That's okay. Actually, I like it more if it is soft. It's better taste.
I think this egg cutter was prepared for smaller eggs. So
let's stick with the 2D cutting then. I think it's still fine. It's wonderful. You've done a wonderful job.
It's great. I feel like it's the smoothest experience I could have ever done.
It's just like you got 6 minutes, you know, and it's just getting more stressful here.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. So you can just put it straight in the. I can help you like this. Ensure there is no. Okay, I wanted to, you know, I want to make sure that the.
It went inside, but
it went inside, and that we don't get told off for making mess in the kitchen.
Well, I did just. Oh wow, there's even more there than I was expecting. Okay.
Okay, I'll start doing the second.
Yeah, I think I lost my rights to do this.
No. You definitely do the second, the third, and the fourth.
Okay. Good. I can redeem myself then.
Yes, you can just.
See, I feel
practice makes professional, right? So
will you go for the 3 time or will you just stick with this?
You know, I'm not sure.
It's not your own egg cutter, so this is really not a.
It's a bit small, and I think
not well. Yeah.
And I think it's perfect.
Okay. So you can.
You could do it also like this and process it inside. Wonderful. Erin, is your turn now?
Okay. Well, we will see how this goes.
Yes. I will wash my hands.
So, how would you do this if you did not have one of these, in theory, nifty egg cutters?
Well, I think you could use a knife. If you boil it hard enough, then you'd be fine.
Yeah, I think maybe if you had also like probably a better egg cutter. Maybe this is why I got left over in our old apartment because it didn't really work so well.
I think the soup is getting there.
Okay.
And so is the bread. The only thing that still needs some work is the bread, the dough, right? So Erin, I think I can just now move and focus on the.
Yeah, I can. And then will I just put the dill straight into the soup when
I would put the cream first.
Okay.
And then the dill.
Okay.
Okay. I will move your stuff here. Now, I need to clean the space a bit.
Practice makes perfect. Much better that time.
Yes. We had this nice tea towel here, right?
Yes.
So I will use it. I will put it in the basket. I will uncover the.
Well, I think this is not the cooking class for materials being saved because this one's also broken now.
Oh, sorry,
we
but
lost
I'm glad it wasn't me this time.
Yes. I just needed to make sure that you felt like it was all okay. All right.
Now, so you know that the dough is ready when it nicely kind of sticks together and it goes out from the ball. Well, as I said, we are speeding up the process a bit. It should rest in the bowl for approximately 45 minutes, and it's been maybe 10. So it's not the best, but I think it will do.
And just to clarify, so I put in the cream.
You put the cream, you
so...
stir it, and then you add the dill,
Mhm.
and then you need to find out what is in the glass and decide how much of that should go in, and see if it needs salt, or if it needs pepper, or if it needs sugar, or more dill. Okay, I think this is
going to be great, as I have never made this soup to test out how it should taste.
So now, that's the final kind of... It looks delicious.
It looks like there's some dill in it.
I think it looks delicious.
That's good. Seems like good proportions, if I estimate.
So now, what I have to do, now is the time to really put the energy.
At least I know that you can't break anything this time, so it's okay.
How about the bench underneath? When I'm going to...
I really hope that that's not possible. I will be very sad.
Okay. Now I need to needle the dough, and this is the time when I'm putting all the good things,
So this is not like, oh, I'm frustrated about something.
Definitely
but
not.
Only good things. Like...
Only good things, right? Otherwise, the bread will not proof.
I see.
Or it will get burnt.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. So first amount, should I do like half and then see?
I would.
Or like a third.
Less than I would maybe a third.
Third or a quarter. Okay. So.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Some people like it sour. For instance, my mother-in-law, she just loves this type of thing in any soup she makes. Right?
I will say that when I smell it, it reminds me of Easter, and that is because it's a pretty important ingredient if you want really bright colors when you're dyeing your Easter eggs, and maybe that gives you the clue of what it is. But maybe I will hold off on this, and I will do something with the bread.
Right.
So I don't know how much steam will come out in a moment. So I will just kind of like from afar do it. Okay, not too much. Oh, nope, there it is.
Well, it would be nice to have a sort of a tray,
like maybe something.
Maybe this one.
Yes. Okay. So we can have it sitting in the pan.
It's not a tray, is it? Right? How would you call this?
A cooling rack.
Cooling rack. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is cooling rack. Yeah. Thank you. So I think you can just take it like this.
Okay, and I can put this back.
It's I think it looks fairly fine. Yeah. And as I said, especially now with the butter melting, then we slice it and we'll put the butter on it and it starts melting. It's gonna be wonderful.
I'm really excited about it. All right, so I will put in just a little bit of this. Yeah. I think that is probably about it. Stir it all up. And then does it need to actually sit in there a while, or should it be like good to go?
I think it's good to go.
All right, so I will let you.
No, I think you should take your spoon as well. Okay. I'll do it only if you do it together.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. I think the texture and the color is good.
It's hot, because it's soup.
It needs salt.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think it does need something else, but
it needs salt. It needs pepper.
Maybe a little bit more dill, or do you think it's okay?
I would put more dill for sure. And
all right, so I can do that. Salt, pepper, more dill.
I would use the ground pepper. This time.
Mm-hmm.
And
that makes sense.
Salt at least half teaspoon, I would say.
Okay.
And dill, definitely more. But it doesn't have to be now boiling. I think we can just simply turn it off and let it.
That's probably a good amount of pepper.
And I'm going to do the final touch.
So I think we'll say we're within 5 minutes of serving our food.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sitting down for a nice meal. So
I will just finalize the bread now.
I will skip in, take the dill.
Because the thing is, when you look at, I made this ball of the dough, which looks fairly nice, but the problem is it doesn't really fit in the basket, as you can see, right? So now the tricky part comes. It's always good to needle it a little bit more. So I turn it over. And I do one more series of kneading. It feels a little bit wet now for me, the dough, but some experienced bakers say make it better, it will get better. So now what I'll do, I'll press it, and now I took the half side, I turn it over, press it, I do the left side, again I press it. So now I have this shape, which now is getting to the right size for the basket, but this is not good enough. What I have to do now is to roll it like this. So now,
Right, Martin, I'm gonna ask for your taste.
yes.
Tasting.
I think more vinegar.
Okay.
And tiny bit of salt.
All right.
What do you think?
I definitely needed some more, so I will. I think we're going closer to your grandmother's, right? With a little bit more sour. So.
Actually, my mother-in-law.
Ah, okay.
So now, just leave it in the basket, and it should prove, depending on the conditions, up to 4 or 5 hours.
Up to, like, can you, like, if we do it overnight, is it okay?
Yeah, we can put it overnight in the oven, for instance, and so on.
All right.
I think, we have the final product.
Yep.
We have the first product, but we have the soup as well.
Yep.
I think we are good to start eating, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little not sure if our video is frozen, but hopefully maybe not. Maybe. No. Okay. I think my iPad got overheated. There's a lot of lights in here, so it got us maybe a lot of emotions. All right. So if there's any comments, then not now. But okay. So we have the bowls. We have 4 bowls here. One for you, one for me, and one for our two people in the background. So that is great. And then I guess we need to cut our bread.
Well, should we slice the bread, and by that we can kind of call it a day.
I think we can do that. So
what we would need the kind of a saw type of a.
Yes, I think you want this one.
I think it's your turn now.
All right.
I will give you the board.
Thank you.
And we might put the butter and wait until it melts. And
do you think I should do it like directly in the middle, or should I do it like
I would slice it like the Czechs do it.
Well, I'm not Czech, so I don't know how to do that.
You start from here and just do like the first slide. Yeah.
All right.
About a centimeter or so.
Well, I think that looks nice. I also expect definitely some melted butter. So. Okay, my bread cutting is not the most skillful. I have a nice angle going on, but I think it will still taste pretty good. So.
No, this looks rough, like Central and Eastern Europe, right? Anyway.
There we go.
And help yourself, please.
All right.
Well, dobrou chuť, everybody.
Dobrou chuť.
Dobrou chuť and
Dobrou noc,
dobré ráno, whatever time zone you are. Thank you for watching us. If you stayed until now, you are great.
Yes. And if not, and you're watching us later, that's great too. We will add the ingredients and you can do it yourself. So thank you and enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye.